Japan, 1982. Enix Corporation, the recently formed subsidiary of a tabloid publishing company, entered the gaming industry by holding a programming contest. Over 300 entries were received, from which 13 winners were chosen. Among them, Love Match Tennis, created by Yuji Horii, and Door Door by Koichi Nakamura. Horii and Nakamura secured jobs for themselves at Enix Corporation, and in just a few years, they'd play their respective parts in something legendary. While on his prize vacation for winning the programming contest, Yuji Horii attended Applefest 83 in San Francisco, where he saw and fell in love with the PC role-playing game Wizardry. The game's first-person perspective and turn-based combat stuck with Horii, and he took these ideas with him when he returned to Japan. Just 2 years later, Horii would work with his fellow contest winner, Koichi Nakamura, on a project that would implement these ideas and become the template for console RPGs. That project, Dragon Quest, was released in Japan in 1986 and was a commercial hit for Enix. It was so successful that it would inspire a less fortunate company to create an RPG of their own. After developing several unsuccessful games for PC and Nintendo's Famicom system, a fledgling Squaresoft found itself in dire straits. A young designer at the company, Hironobu Sakaguchi, had long wanted to develop a fantasy role-playing game. However, he was denied permission by his employer as the expected returns on such a product were low. That was until the success of Enix's Dragon Quest forced them to reconsider. Sakaguchi was given permission to pursue his project, one he would dub Final Fantasy, as it would mark his final attempt in the gaming industry. If unsuccessful, he would return to university full-time and leave video games behind forever. Sakaguchi's team set feverishly to work on this new title. The company's faith in the young developers' team was low, but that only served to push them harder. Finally, in December of 1987, Final Fantasy was released, and it was a success. With their financial misfortune reversed, Square dove headfirst into production of subsequent games, which spawned a decade-and-a-half-long competition with Enix. That was until 2003, when surprisingly, Squaresoft and Enix merged and combined their offices. The merger was met with criticism from some, who believed that Enix's penchant for publishing and Square's in-house development model provided no creative synergy. But when the merger was done and the papers signed, at least one thing was certain. Fans everywhere believed that the sky itself was the limit.
I'm glad you two met. Is this dude my best friend?
And this dude hands me the best beers?
And we were right. I can't wait for Life is Strange True Colors. Now I'm gonna be completely honest here, I don't think this one's even gonna scratch the surface of what Goodbye Volcano High aims to accomplish. But I do think it'll speak to those who have a more refined palate. I mean, just look at the main cast. You can't tell me these people don't enjoy a nice IPA. Stories like these have undoubtedly solidified their formula. First you take an androgynous trust fund kid, then you make their parents go through a divorce or something. Then you take that female college student who looks like a little boy and you drop her in some hipster mountain town like, it's a different strain, bro. USA. Lastly, when you're ready to put the finishing touches on this thing, you make their best friend a lesbian. Or trans. And the main character's trans. And their dad's trans. The dog's trans. Look, everybody's trans and everybody's happy. And all it took was a couple of hormone treatments and letting some doctor turn your dick into origami. And that's beautiful. Alright, so you got your tastefully maladjusted protagonist and their two-spirit love interest. Now you're gonna see them get wrapped up in some low-level conspiracy or small-town murder mystery. Ordinarily, the story's characters would solve that mystery by using the power of round glasses, band t-shirts, and social media. But since this is Life is Strange, you already know the main character's also got some gas station burrito quality superpower at her disposal.
In Life is Strange True Colors, Alex's power, or curse, as she calls it at the start of the game, is an unparalleled empathic ability, the psychic power of empathy.
You see, True Colors shows how the series has really grown over the years. In the first game, the main character has the power to reverse time. Second game, dude has telekinesis. But now, in the latest installment, the protagonist can feel, and that's really going to come in handy, because you best believe this game is about to be an emotional roller coaster. Let me take that analogy one step further. If this game was an emotional roller coaster at Emotional Great Adventure, it'd be the emotional teacups. And buddy, you ain't even ready for the emotional teacups. You might want to start off with a quick jaunt on the emotional lazy river, then towel yourself off and hit the emotional vending machine.
An unparalleled empathic ability, the psychic power of empathy.
Seriously, this girl is gonna feel up everything. She's gonna get real touchy-feely all over the place, I'm telling you. This chick could overdose on Novocaine and still feel a soldier's pain, okay? And don't ask me why she'd be recreationally doing Novocaine, because you know damn well she looks like she does ketamine, and that's for horses.
The psychic power of empathy.
My favorite thing about empathy as a supernatural ability is that not only does it reinforce society's idea that we should frivolously languish in our emotions, but that basic human compassion has become so rare that it's actually a superpower now. Not super strength, super speed, invincibility, the ability to go invisible but only when nobody's watching, no. Specifically, the ability to read a room will get you into the fucking X-Men.
We can't wait for you to experience Alex's journey.
Me? Oh, no. No. I'm looking for something for my daughter.
So we've already covered how rich and deep the story is. Now let's go ahead and give a quick shout out to that gameplay. I know what you're asking yourself right now. You're thinking, what's the combat like? How's the exploration? What kind of obstacles will I have to overcome? And what kind of mechanics will I need to learn in order to do so? Well, let me answer your question with another question. What the fuck are mechanics? What is that? You want a game with mechanics? You better go play you some Need for Speed. Spend some time in the garage. If the one thing stopping you from pre-ordering this game is your fear of developing carpal tunnel syndrome from gaming too hard, let me go ahead and assuage that fear right now. When you sit down and play Life is Strange, okay? When you sit down and you play some Life is motherfucking Strange, the only buttons you're gonna be pressing are the numbers on the microwave when you go to heat up your little popcorn or chili or whatever. That's right, because you better get comfortable to watch this 13-hour-long, life-affirming cutscene. Look, there's only two types of gamers. There are those who look at games as a way to challenge themselves, who immerse themselves in the experience and look forward to thinking critically and having their skill tested. Then there's adults. Life is Strange is for people who understand nuance, who appreciate subtlety, and who have a minimalist picture of the woods tattooed on their forearm. All 5 of you watching this probably know me by now, so you know how I am about music and video games. I would be remiss if I didn't save the very best part of this video for last. Well, don't stress your asymmetrical little titties over it, because that's exactly what I did. Just make sure you're sitting down for this one, because your knees will buckle at the sheer beauty of what you're about to hear.
When you were here before, couldn't look you in the eye. You're dressed like an angel. Your skin makes me cry.
You know, there was a time in my life when I couldn't edge myself for hours using nothing but a single piece of music, and then this trailer came out. It's my firm belief that a Nobel Prize-deserving game should have a matching soundtrack, and by golly did the people over at Deck 9 make that happen. There's just something about the song Creep that resonates so deeply with people who have no real problems. It's a song for the terminally unique, the eternally misfitted, and the wearers of Linda Cardellini's jacket from Freaks and Geeks. It is an anthem for those who dare to be different and who desperately needed a father figure in their life. And I applaud the writers of this brilliant game, nay, this masterpiece, for picking this one song out of millions of other songs to be representative of this digital experience. You're right, Square Enix and Deck 9, I am a creep for wanting to buy this game. But if being a creep is wrong, then I don't want to lose my virginity or shower ever. If Life is Strange True Colors was a person, I would pay that person to step directly on my testicles so that through my own pain and humiliation, I might derive some sick kind of pleasure. Unfortunately, Life is Strange True Colors is not a person. and also I don't have any money. That said, I think this game is worth every penny you haven't already spent on Polaroid camera film and vinyl albums. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go condemn white privilege on Twitter, and I'm gonna do that from my cozy loft in a heavily gentrified area. Take it deep.
And he should be investigated, and people should know, like black folks and any other should know how important Neil Young is as a artist to white people, and how important the song "Creep" is.
Oh my God! Don't you say anything bad about that.
The magic of this song "Creep." It's when I heard it, I'm like, oh, it's a good song. And then I seen videos, and it's mesmerizing to white people. They start floating. I'm a creep. I'm a loose.
There we go.
Dude.
It just comes on when you talk about.
I'm telling you, 7 people just crashed into the bay just now. They pulled over to cry or jump in the water.
It's like the sensitive side of white man.
But it's something about this song. It digs deep to this loserdom
that all white people have.
That white people have this innate thing where they want to feel bad. That's why they voted for Barack. It's just like, I'm a creep. I didn't own slaves, but I'm a weirdo. And I'm gonna tell you the part too that I learned is very important to white folks. I'm telling you, I've been studying. I study, man. It's not this. Is this feels good.
Yeah.
I wish I was special. You're so effing special.
Yeah.
That's whatever that little part is. That digs into white people's soul. That part, it does something to you. Look at him, he's crying. He's standing up straight. No name, I'm telling you, my show is not about trashing white folk. It's about understanding. I think white people don't get enough understanding. We need to understand.